the Maple Tree begins a meeting on the third event, being the cow event. Maple explains that they must obtain bells from the cow enemies. Iz presents some more clothing for the girls, being fluffy outfits that give a bonus drop on event days. Kasumi finds the design to be too cute, not liking the functionality of it. Everyone shows off their cute outfit, making Chrome feel left out, with him being the only guy. On the third event, everyone is out collecting cowbells. Sally sends a message to Chrome, being concerned about Maple, so they send her some advice, with Iz joining in. Maple is slow because of her stats, so it's tough for her to find cowbells. While out alone, Maple falls down a mountain, but because of the way she was defending herself on the fall, she uses up all of her Devour skill by accident. After she apologizes to Mr. Tree, she finds a gear coin, then rediscovers the church from the past NPC quest. Inside the old building, she encounters a dark gray spear that talks to her. An ominous and arrogant monster appears, chaining her to the arena, applying a hex effect while Maple's inside of her wool defense. Syrup uses Megamorph, and then uses a Vine Whip attack into a spirit cannon, with the boss screaming in pain. The boss sheds its skin, and then grows limbs out of its mouth. The unholy demonic creature devours her. Inside its stomach acid, the creature is burning her armor away. Maple realizes that it's come to this point, so she begins to eat it from the inside. The monster is confused at first, and finds it to be uncounterable, with it being devoured from the inside, while Syrup just watches. Maple finds it to be tangy and bitter, receiving seeping chaos. On the outside, Kingdom of the Flame Emperor is working in great synergy. A team works to guide the cows into the guild, and then a group works to shield the members, with the angelic saint, Misery. Marcus the Trap Master defeats a ton of cows because of this, with Misery complimenting his work. Marcus downplays it, reminding her that he does this all the time. Mii finishes off tons of cows, doing so all by herself. Misery and Marcus compliment their guild leader for having a silver tongue and able to command an army of people who are happy to work under her. Meanwhile, the game developers are discussing the event's success, but are troubled when they have to bring up Maple, saying she has a turtle that's a blimp, has woolly defense, she ate Hydra, has angel gear, and has become a demon lord in the matter of 3 events. Assuming that she can't do this forever, but they all know she's gonna break their game more. In the guild hall, Kingdom of the Flame Emperor and the Congregation of the Holy Swords move up to level 3 as a guild. Maple apologizes for not being able to assist them much. This makes her guild members want to cheer her up, reminding her of the cow trophy they received, with the trophy giving them a 3% extra strength stat. Sally reminds them that everyone gets this bonus except for Maple, saying that 3% of 0 is still 0. Maple laughs at this, assuring her that she has something for that now, with this worrying the rest of the members as they all stare at her. At the entrance for level 3, the guard is a giant tree golem. They doubt it's going to be easy, so they leave Maple to fight it alone. Maple uses Predator into a seeping chaos, with the rest of them being astonished, not understanding how she's always receiving these new skills. Maple gets into her atrocity spree, and grows to the size of a giant, eating the trees, leaving the rest of them speechless, with them not knowing she was going to be transforming into a monster. Sally is too scared to ask her, and Maple has to explain that the monster gives her a giant health shield bar, plus 50 strength stats, and percentage damage. The rest of the members see her as a tree demon. Inside the level 3 area, the group splits up to explore, with this being the biggest world yet. Maple is walking along, as she hears an old man squealing on the floor, with him being in pain eating food. Maple feeds the NPC, and she receives a quest. The old man gives her a story about the 2nd generation of gears, with the town forgetting all about the 1st generation. While flying, a man yells at her to watch where she's going when driving a turtle, to only do a double take, realizing that she is actually flying a turtle. So because of this interaction, Maple decides to fly away from where people are flying at, but she gets lost into the fog, falling off of her turtle, landing inside of a hidden area where the Machine Lord attacks her. Maple realizes that the glowing part of his armor is the problem, and Maple has Syrup use Mother Nature, walking to the orb to use Seeping Chaos. But they're able to defeat the machine, and it's now able to control its body again, infusing Maple with a gear shard. Imploring her that she must defeat him again, Maple touches the machine god on her chest, activating the weapons, becoming one with the machine's armament, using a new model of machine, and she begins to fight Machine God, and they destroy the area, with it coming down to a huge beam struggle of overwhelming power. And she's finally able to defeat the god. She floats down with her new gear, befuddled about what just happened. The next day, Maple brings everyone out to a secluded area. Sally's unsure about what Maple wants to show them. The guild just assumes that it's something weird again. Maple doesn't want to attract too much attention, so she decided to show one arm cannon. The girl shoots out a large beam wave. Meanwhile in the forest, Payne and the rest of the boys are grinding levels for the 4th event. Drag is wondering where Frederica's at. Payne informs him that he sent her out to do some scouting on the maple tree. Drag assumes that given the Flame Kingdom's size, that shouldn't she be scouting them? But Payne isn't worried about that guild, but would rather focus on Maple, being because her guild specializes in gathering people with unique skills and playstyles. At a beach island location, the girls are playing around in the water, with the twins overpowering them. The 4 girls are relaxing, waiting for the next event. Kasumi and Kurome are off level grinding. Iz is grinding for more materials in the underground cave, with her handy pickaxe. And she manages to find her own gear, receiving reverse alchemy, magic workshop, and cutting edge, all being new skills. With this going with her unbreakable series, when the 4 girls come out of the water, Sally grins, with Maple wondering what is she looking at. Sally tells the person watching them that they can come out. With the girls astonished to see Frederica, Sally comments on how Frederica has been staring at them forever, making the girls want to cover up, feeling embarrassed, with Maple just thinking that she came here to play, but Sally gets right to the point, knowing that she came here to spy on them. Sally challenges her to a duel, with the loser giving up information about their guild, Sally wanting to have a 1-on-1 duel instead of it being a 4-to-1. Frederica accepts the duel, but says that she'll only give information about the Flame Emperors, not her own guild. Immediately, the 2 girls start their duel. Frederica had the plan of stalling to gain more information, with Sally having techniques that she's never seen before. Sally is strong, able to have strong attacks that can go through multiple barriers. Still, given her spell cooldowns, she's able to put Sally on the back end. Frederica gives up, with her assuming that she has enough information on Sally, knowing if she stayed any longer, she would have revealed too much about herself. Deciding to give her some information about the Flame Emperors, hoping that the 2 of them end up battling each other and just simply knock each other out. Frederica is the type of person that likes to manipulate the battle by controlling the flow of information, but it turns out that she was outsmarted this time by Sally, as Sally used fake skills, with her later explaining this to her guild. The event announcement begins with the in-game speed up, with it lasting 5 days for participants unable to log out. The guilds will be structured into different categories, labeled as small, medium, or large, with them earning points differently based on this. Each guild will be given a base with an orb they have to protect. If they manage to steal the enemy's orb, they're given extra points. For every 6 hours they're able to defend the base, they'll get a single point, with small guilds earning 2 points. If they manage to steal an orb, they'll be given an extra 2 points as well. Lastly, an orb that's stolen will return to its original base, if any points are earned, but would also stay even if it's stolen back within 3 hours. Based on the competition rules, defending the base is the main goal, with this being Maple's specialty. Sally gives them a briefing, with the guild lacking their attacking capabilities given their size, with them having a huge problem if other guilds find out about Maple's abilities, so the plan is to preserve her abilities for as long as possible. Sally instructs Maple, Yu, Kanade, and Mai to be on defense, leaving Iz as an alternate, and setting up the attackers as being Sally, Kasume, and Kurome. Everyone agrees to her plan, and the guild does their own individual montage of level grinding, with the goal being to finish in the top 10. When the event begins, the group is stationaried inside of an underground base. The attacker squad goes out in hooded clothing, with them able to slaughter multiple members, with some leading them back to their base. Kurome can defend Sally, with Kasume covering the exits. Sally is able to take one of their orbs, leaving the rest to Kasume to take it back to the base. Sally individually goes out on a hunting spree, with Kasumi and Kurome agreeing that Maple's the ultimate monster, but Sally's also a different breed of gamer. Sally goes on her own little montage spree, with her being the assassin of the group stealing orbs, first being in the straw grasslands, then burns an army of ninjas, and making 2 guilds fight each other. Onlookers watch her performance highlights. Agreeing that she's impressive, but saying there's no way a small guild can actually win, assuming that one of the 2 large guilds that have 100 players will win the event. Ground Splitter Drag is able to stampede through a platoon of men, encasing them. Frederica takes the remaining members. In the forest, Dredd and Sally meet again, with them both being in the same class, wanting to see who's stronger. They both use super speed acceleration. Dredd is moving at god speed, with her countering with Cascade, but Dredd decides that it's best for him to escape. Kingdom of the Flame Emperors, Markers, and Misery are keeping watch while Mi is out being their attacker. Mi covers the area in flames, with one of her men giving her a potion for MP. Sally manages to steal one of their orbs while Mi is distracted. Mi chases her down into the forest. Sally still manages to camouflage her way out of it. Mi burns the forest down in frustration. Tooling breaks down crying, showing off her true personality, feeling like she let her guild members down, with her truly not wanting to be the leader. One of the guilds that Sally defeated earlier on is able to track down their base and tries to steal back their orb. Kanade gives off the signal. Unfortunately for the background characters, this is where their story ends. The enemy mages attack, with Maple using her angel form. The enemy's confused, seeing that they're doing no damage to them. Our main protagonist, Pain, of the Holy Sword, is surrounded by adventurers and is able to wipe them all out, single-handedly. Corner running on the bridge, they cut the rope, but it's not enough. Mages attack him while he's falling, and he defeats them all in one slash. Drag walks out to praise his work. Pain comments on how if he saw all of this, he could have lended him a hand. Pain then drops all the orbs that he's recovered, losing count after 20. At this point, Jack assumes that he could take on all the guilds single-handedly. Pan admits that he could probably do so, for most of them, with this being except for Maple's guild. Back at Maple's guild, the group was able to collect a lot of orbs. Maple was excited after the first day of the competition is over. Kasumi reminds them that they're only in the top 17. Sally hears this news and decides to go back out to collect some more orbs, with the guild wanting her to stay back, seeing that her body hasn't rested yet, but Iz explains her plan. Eventually all the smaller guilds will be wiped out in the competition, so she wants to be able to collect as many orbs as she possibly can from the smaller guilds. Kanade hears this and decides that she wants to do some sightseeing outside the cave, but Iz knows that she wants to try and lighten the load on Sally. Kanade is able to form a long-range hand to snap an orb, then is able to jump away. Kurome suggests they do something for when the guilds come to ambush them. Kasumi and Iz come outside to help out. Sally's able to get through another guild, but is starting to get tired. Sally manages to get 10 orbs, but finds herself cornered in a dirty situation. Just then, Obaru notices that she's surrounded. Outside the base, Iz and Kurome are teaming up together. Iz is throwing out bombs, with Kurome being surrounded. Kurome goes down to 0 HP, but is able to activate his skill, Dead or Alive, which gives him a 50% chance not to die. Kasumi faces off against Split Sword Sheen, one-on-one. The man can split his sword and can attack from multiple sides. Meanwhile, Sally is trapped in the forest by Frederica's squadron. Sally sends a message to Maple, saying that she might die and that she's sorry. Frederica attacks her from all sides, with her having a feel in her abilities, waiting for her to use Cascade, with this being the opening that she's waiting for. But because of the duel that the two of them had earlier, she has fake intel on Sally. Sally is able to continuously slash through her grunts. Frederica was thinking the entire time that she was using her skills to do so, but this is simply her reflexes. Reinforcements come to back up Frederica, who then puts up a multi-layer barrier to shield them. Sally knows that she's beat, and tells Maple that she's sorry. Just then, Maple flies in awkwardly, saying that she won't accept this, which scares the girl knowing how dangerous she is. Maple puts up a rock barrier, and tells Sally to hold on, with her then transforming to her mecha suit, taking off, to then deploying her armaments, and Hydra, with this raining death on her enemy. Frederica's men try to run away, screaming away in terror. Frederica can't make sense of what's going on, but manages to send a message to Dread, telling him that Maple's not back at their base, so he needs to move in. Back in the cave, Yu and Mai are worried about what's gonna happen to Maple and Sally, but just then, Dread's arrived, asking if there's anyone else here, with this making Dread sad, seeing that the girls are his only competition. This is where we're gonna leave off in today's video. If you liked today's video, here's another one just like it, so go check it out. I'll be breaking down this anime into multiple parts. Now if you liked today's video, make sure to like the video, and why not subscribe to the channel? I'll be uploading daily videos just like this one, so I'll see you next time.